Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Expert, the show where we discuss the latest cryptocurrency news so that you stay up to date in the world of Web3. Today is Monday. I hope you've had a good weekend. I'm with BlockPro like we always do on a Monday. BlockPro, how was your weekend? Super volatile, but I'm sure you caught some interesting candles.
Yeah, it was a nice weekend for trading. Yeah, there was more than enough market movement at the moment. So I had a decent weekend. How about yourself, mate?
Yeah, awesome. You know, for myself, the latter stage of last week, there was a few altcoins on my shopping list. So I acquired some of those. Some of those are now down slightly, although, you know, what I purchased them with, ETH, Solana, etc., they're also down in the same kind of realm. So I'm quite confident. So, you know, I purchased some of my altcoins. I kind of call it the last chance to get these altcoins before, you know, hopefully we see them absolutely moon later in the month, January, etc. So there was a few, you know, DOT, Blast that were on my list, and now they're all mine, so I'm happy. And I actually touched a bit of grass. I wasn't trading this weekend, but now I'm excited to get back into it. I think it's a good time. We were talking about ETH a lot last week. We're going to touch upon ETH again. We haven't hit $4,000. Well, we did hit $4,000, but we didn't stay there for long. We've come right back down. Bitcoin as well, hanging below 100,000, as we can see there. But does anything from the top 10 stand out to you, BlockPro?
Not really at the moment. So what I mainly am focused on now is just big retracements, and hopefully we can catch some nice dips, and yeah, too long again. So
nice. And I'll just pull in on the chat as well. We've got Joshua here. Good to see you. We've got Sammy T. Hope you're doing well. We've got that Martini guy in the chat, and he's also reminding everyone to hit that like button and subscribe, guys. Please do that. It works wonders for the algorithm. We've got Alex here as well, afternoon. And we've got Stephen as well saying 2 legends in the house. And you, sir, and you, Steve. Let's have a quick look at the top gainers and losers, and then we'll go over to Ethereum. And then we'll also look at some of these candle patterns and what to look out for as well. And what to expect going forward right now. We've been saying ETH's perhaps going to go up to $5,000, but, you know, I'll put it to you, BlockPro. We'll have a look at the chart, and we'll discuss if that's still the case, or, you know, the downside over the weekend has changed our outlook there. But let's have a quick look at the top gainers. Let's go into the top 100 here. Okay, so nothing of significance. A load of stable coins for today. We've got Leo. Leo's the only one their exchange token. Let's go over to losers. Nothing too considerable here though. 11%. Curved out also down 10%. Phantom down 10%. I know a lot of people trading Phantom because when Phantom does move, it really does move. We got Zcash, a privacy coin. Zcash is one that I've got my eye on. Not one that I added to my altcoin list last week, but one that I do have my eye on. I do like the privacy narrative. I think it's going to be important. Any altcoins out of these that you've been trading, BlockPro?
Not much, to be honest. I closed most of my positions yesterday, mainly with the idea, like, I think we're going to drop, and I think that this is just, like, I don't see a bounce happening right away, not today. So I'm still holding back a little bit. So at the moment, yeah, still spotting like what is good, what has taken off in the last couple of weeks. Like, not really that interested in the coins that gone up with 130, 140%. So I'm trying to search what is low, what still needs to rise before the end of the year, and try to focus on those. So the top 10 for me is pretty much played out.
Yeah. Nice, man. With that, we'll head over to your screen to talk about Ethereum, because a lot of eyes are on Ethereum. Personally, myself as well, I'm paying a lot more attention to Ethereum than even Bitcoin at the moment. But let's pull this over. Let's have a look at what we've got mapped out here, and we can probably see where we were from last week also.
Yes, so if I would grab the, where is it? We have it somewhere. The live stream chart. There it is.
Perfect.
So, well, we pretty much, like, when we actually start talking about Ethereum, well, the first one that came to mind from a couple of weeks ago is that we already said, like, was in this range right here. Like, be aware of that market structure that retest towards the 3,500 level. week after that, we said if we gain above the 300 and 500 level, it's probably one straight line towards 4K. Well, we have actually reached that 4K, and that also means it's now time for a bit of a cool-off period. And the nice thing is, especially if you look towards altcoins, just pay attention to Ethereum. What is Ethereum doing? If Ethereum is performing well, also your altcoins are performing well. As soon as Ethereum actually takes a pullback, then it starts to become a lot more difficult in the world of altcoins. What I think was already a pretty solid indication is like we had such a massive run up in the last couple of weeks. Like you can see it here on the 4 hours, just one strong uptrend. Well, those uptrends needs to get flushed out. There are people over leveraged in the market, using silly contract size, silly leverage, buying on tops, and we pretty much need to have some liquidity to push higher again. Well, that is pretty much what we already seen happening last week on Thursday, where we got this massive pullback. I will zoom in a little bit because it was superb on the 15-minute. Where you can actually see a massive pullback. And that means that so many people are getting flashed out of the market. And a lot of accounts will be blown in those types.
Where did that wick actually end? How far did that wick go?
It stopped at $3,615. So it was a pretty significant drop, especially for 15 minutes. Talking about 6% pullback in less than 15 minutes. The nice thing is that some people get scared by these types of wicks, but you need to grab liquidity on the downside to actually push back higher. It goes the same when you actually reach points like a top of a market, where you sometimes get a wick towards the upside to actually push down lower again. So the nice thing is it was so simple to read. I've myself taken a long position, of course, in that 15-minute wick, because to me it looked like just like a liquidation wick. After that, we actually have seen that range towards that 4K, and I didn't really see an opportunity to break that 4K. It is such a significant number that we actually need a bit of a cool-off period. That was also the reason for me to close most of my positions yesterday, because I was like, starting to look a little bit grim. Let's take some profits. Pretty much now, I'm still in a short position. You can actually see I have a long plan set out. And I will explain a little bit why I'm interested in actually longing right over here. Because if we look at this first backtest range, so I will put it on the screen. So that's $3,844. That will be your first logical retest level. Well, when the price actually hit there, I was like, it will not hold up. And the reason for that is pretty much liquidity. So we can see here this enormous range. So from 3,800, let's keep it simple, all the way down till 3,616 needs to get retested. Well, the nice thing is, if you actually look at how liquidity works or how market actually works, is you need to grab liquidity on both sides to actually keep a balance in the market. And what we are experiencing now with a bull run is there is no balance in the market. Like everyone wants to buy, no one wants to sell. So it's up only season, and that means that the less skilled people need to get pretty much flushed out of the market. We're going to grab some liquidity to push up higher. So let's remove this. Where can we first look at? Because this is pretty much a bit of a warning shot. Like you get that moment where you go like, yeah, it's all going well. 4K tomorrow, 6K next week. Doesn't work like that, sadly enough. Well, that liquidity wick is actually to push up back higher. Now we actually see the price coming down much lower. So we are often talking about a retest model. So once you actually, let me draw that one out. So when we actually are having a level of support, that means price is trading above it. It liquidates first and then makes a smooth retest around that same price level to actually push up back higher. Well, as soon as we actually see something like a liquidation wick, there are a couple options. Well, we might say, okay, we still have a backtest to fill here around 3,800. But if we look even lower, still like it's $200 difference for a trade that can be massive, especially if you're trading with some serious capital. So from here, a retracement all the way down. And the nice thing also today was around the New York opening is that price got pushed back up. And if you look at that scenario, for that we need to go towards the 15-minute. We're actually going to look at the start of that impulse. And instead of actually mapping it out 100%, we're just going to grab start of that impulse. And that also aligns with this. This is pretty much a fake out by now. Well, after that, what is the next low point is pretty much around the $3,750 range. If you take a look more towards the left side, you can actually see there has been some reactions to that price range. So that means I'm confident to say we need to get some reaction over here. And then we're talking about 3,750. I do think that will be a very weak level. And the reason for that is this range below just needs to get filled. So for that, again, we're going to actually see where does this liquidation come from and where can we map that out with the rest of the chart. And in that case, this right here catches my attention. A big buy and a big sell. So we can say from that zone that for the low is that we're actually, that is the wrong tool. Let me do it like this. Is for a low that we're actually looking at 3,627. That would already mean like a massive support. So also, all the people that are long from the top will be wiped out, and this place right here, they get stopped out or they get wrecked. Well, after that liquidity is actually being grabbed by the market, you can also see in the structure on the 4 hour that if we close that 3,600 level is that we actually make a full structure. That also means that after that full structure, we can begin with phase number 1 again, and that's the accumulation, and then to the compression, and then again to the breakout. So from there, well, a nice bounce towards the upside, maybe a retest of that 4K, where we actually come all the way down and bounce back up, and it probably will not be in one straight line. It always goes in simple stairs. Is highly likable. So it's at the moment, do we want to go long right now? Not 100% sure. What do you think, Ross? Would you go long here or?
No, I think we stagnate slightly this week, and then perhaps see some further gains latter end of the week, Thursday, Friday. But I've got a question for you. While we're at 4K with Ethereum, what were you looking to kind of seal Ethereum's fate? In which direction? What were you looking to identify, either a breakout at that level at $4,000?
Well, that's actually a good question. Let me go back to the level chart. We have set these levels based on what happened in the last cycle. So that means a clear breakout about 4,016. That would mean actually a gain to push higher, even towards all-time highs. We actually have had the breakout for a very short time and actually came down back in the range after that. So that already indicates that we're probably not going to push through. Another thing that I'm very aware of at the moment is, well, we are at the end of the year. That also means that often the last 2 weeks of December are just not that good in general for actual trading. If we look at Bitcoin in 2020, I believe that entire Christmas period was just one run towards the upside. I think that there will be more of pretty much of a range forming for the upcoming weeks until we go into the new year, and then in January we're going to send it again back towards that 4K. And I think once we're at 4K, we will probably come down again around the end of January. It's just aligned with Inauguration Day in the US, where we can actually expect a giant pullback.
Mm-hmm.
So at the moment, like, I'm not really trying to catch too many trades. So if I would actually measure that move from the top side towards the downside of where I think that probably Ethereum will land around the end of January, is probably like around that 3,000, 2,900 level. And from that, we go back towards the upside. But it means like a large flush of leverage in the market needs to happen before we can push back up.
So potentially here you're saying, for the next month, if we don't break through that 4,000 level, we kind of sit around this 3,700 to 4,000 level. Perhaps some good price movement around Inauguration Day, and then back down. Phil, that was it 2,700 that you just stopped it out. Yes, around those.
So pretty much where I'm at the moment very careful of is pretty much an 30% pullback on everything. So between 30 and 40%. Mainly if you look at some altcoin charts, a lot of them, let me grab a random one, not even a random one with a good explanation, FTM.
Mm-hmm.
If I would put this on the weekly, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at April. So beginning of April, at least the beginning of this year, we had a pretty good start. And that created also here in 2024, in April, May even, a solid point of actual support. But as soon as we actually would say, if we would get a full pullback in that scenario, you're talking about a 40-50% pullback on some altcoins. And that's now how I look at it. Everything that I scan, I look at it on the weekly. And instead of saying like, oh, but from here, we're going towards the highs. I'm actually waiting, hold so ammo back, and actually send it on the dip. And then we have some more fun and some easy gains to make. But before that, we actually need to have a giant flush of leverage out of the market to push back higher. So,
And if you suspect a 30% drop with Ethereum, with altcoins like Phantom and further down, does that mean, perhaps it's 40-50% like the drop in April? Or does it replicate Ethereum?
No, I think that all altcoins will get hit. Of course, not. There will be the old one that actually moves like crazy on a down day. You always have that one ticker that says, I'm leaving you all behind, like Bandog today with 50% towards the upside while everything is down. But I think when Ethereum is going to take the hit, the entire altcoin market should take a hit. And we know how the circulation of the coins actually works. So at first you get your Bitcoin taking off, then your Ethereum, then pretty much your highs, your high caps, your mid caps, and then at the end your low caps. So for me, especially with the top 10, they all look overheated to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not even pulling an RSI on the screen. It's just Solana, for example, on the weekly. There is no point in longing this right now. So the waiting game has come back, I guess.
I've got to admit, I placed a trade on Solana along at 235 over, on the last live stream. Left it over the weekend. I checked up on the prices. I was touching grass this weekend. Checked up on the price of Solana. It was, towards 240. I think 237 when I checked it. I went, oh, that must be in a nice profit. And now, wake up this morning, go, oh, I should have maintained that. But I quite like it for the live stream trades anyway. It's got to be real. And anyone listening in, if you are looking to trade, we are in partnership with BloFin. You will find the link in the description. There you'll find an explanation. We've got prizes, giveaways, bonuses with that as well. Rolexes even. So sign up with that link, and more will be entailed later on. And I hope you win, guys. But go check it out, BloFin. I've been trading there for a long time now. No KYC, up to $25,000 withdrawals a day. So amazing exchange, guys. Go check it out. Also, if there's any altcoin suggestions in the chat, please put them up and we will go through those. BlockPro, what are you pulling up at the moment?
I was scrolling down Ethereum at the moment. But yeah, further, like if I look at what I'm accumulating at the moment, of course, layer 0, like I'm always shilling layer 0. Don't care what price it is, I'm always buying.
That's the popular one in the CSC Plus community, layer 0. I know Christian's been backing that one as well. He sent me some further bits to research. And yeah, from what I can see, it looks an amazing project. I think in the past, what put me off is, low circulating supply. But, with their capabilities and who's backing them, it sounds like it could be an absolute sender.
Yeah, I just buy some every day. I don't care about the price. It just looks pretty in the portfolio.
And we've got Mantra here, which went up all the way to $4. This is another one I fumbled. I got into Mantra, I believe back in the pre-sale, back in like March time. I was slowly selling off my bag as the tokens were vested. And yeah, sod's law.
Yeah, well, I actually have with Mantra, so it's actually quite funny. You can see here I have a blue flag on my watch list. And that means pretty much that everything that I scan through at the moment is like I leave a ticker here, like a small color behind if I'm interested in longing it or shorting it. And when it is blue, then I'm absolutely looking out to short it.
Yeah.
So OM is one on the list where I would say like I think I can pull off a nice short position on that.
Where would be your price targets for that BlockPro?
Well, in this case, we then need to go back towards a weekly. Like the most nicest thing would be to go back all the way to pretty much your starting point of the impulse, so $1.41. But then again, it's the bull run, so likely not going to happen. So for that to actually come towards a price point, well, we want to catch some top at some point. If I would short this, instead of actually looking at it, where is it? 141. Let me put on a horizontal line on it. So that is this range right here. That's pretty much the start of your impulse.
Yeah.
And I don't think like it's the bull run. Like let's be a little bit bullish, but also give me some fun. Let me short some shit. So the thing is, I think that you can see here that second impulse and then some consolidation. There's some compression hidden in it on smaller time frames, and then the next impulse. So that means that probably my short target would be around $2.27.
Okay.
Where do I expect actually a reaction to the price? Because this is where at $2.27 is where I want to be fully out of the trade. And if I look at where do I expect actually a reaction of a bounce happening, that is pretty much over here. Okay. That is where we need to see some, or a bounce to show some strength, or it just nukes further down. But still, it's not the bear market yet. So
no. We've got some suggestions from the chat as well. We've got Randy here saying, could we have a look at Link or Render?
Link. Well, Link is actually an interesting one. Let me put
it's been benefiting from this kind of North American popularized tokens hype, hasn't it? Which we've seen with Cardano, XRP. A lot of these North American favored tokens are doing very well right now.
Yeah, I think the issue is with Link, like or at least it's not even an issue. It's just undervalued. Like it has been undervalued for years.
Stable coin.
Yeah, it's a stable coin, but this thing will melt faces off someday. Yeah. I know it 100% sure. For pretty much long-term gains, you would be a smart guy if you have some in your portfolio. If we actually would look at a very short term, wait for it to go down a little bit. Yeah. So in that case, we need to wait to get it back to the start of the impulse. So that's pretty much right over here at, let me name a price. So let's say $19 to keep it simple. That's pretty much your start of your impulse. Of course, there's more hidden in there. So in that case, around $21, you can expect a price reaction, or at least a reaction in the price. Further, still, this also looks like it needs to come down. And it only takes Bitcoin, one giant user trader needs to get liquidated for Bitcoin to nuke with a couple $1,000. Then the entire market will follow. Link to me is actually always a strong buy, not even based on price action, but based on the project itself. I think that maybe not even this cycle, but next cycle, it will absolutely melt your face off.
I think for me as an altcoin investor, I think, a lot of people are throwing the $100 price tag out there for Chainlink. I think realistically, I'd like to see it at 60, 80, and I think that's a good day's work. I think if Chainlink can get to $60 to $80 this bull run, I think that's happy days. A lot of people are calling for $100. I'm not so confident with that. That puts it at the size of Solana. If it were to get to $100. So I think 60 to 80. I think you can call it a good day there. You can see some of the highs there. When was that? 2021, all the way up at kind of 50, just above $50.
Yeah, it has had a good run, but that's also important. Like I think Link, for example, like it still has a lot of room to actually grow. And don't forget that this has only been phase one of the bull run. It will pretty much play out like the last time and the time before that. So yeah, we get this mega run-ups and these mega cooldowns. And for the traders and the investors, it comes down to timing those cycles correctly. And that means looking at the structure of Bitcoin in 2020, 2021, 2017. If you actually put down all those weeks together, you can actually see what will be a down week, what will be an up week. The same thing will play out, especially now with everything that is, like a lot of people go like, I want to buy this, but it is already so high. Just wait. There's always another day to buy, another market to trade. Yeah,
that's it. Another day, another trade. Guys, you've got to have patience sometimes. I'll just answer a question here in the chat as well. We've got the Hairy Bullbag saying, I signed up to BloFin via CSE, but paranoid about sending my funds over from Femex, worried they may block it. It should all be fine if you've KYC'd with Femex, or if your account isn't KYC'd. The best rule of thumb to do when sending to new exchanges is do a trial transaction, send a small amount. Use something like USDT on Tron network for low gas fees, or Solana, Matic, etc. And then just do a trial run, and if that sends through, increase it there as well. We've got Yanev saying, can we talk about Solana more? If we could just wrap up with Solana BlockPro. I know we mentioned it earlier in the stream as well, but let's just cover what's going on with Solana right now. Obviously, the ETF hype of Solana, Grayscale putting in for the Solana ETF, seemed like it was slightly priced in. Seems like Ethereum kind of stole Solana's funder slightly, and perhaps we go back down to those 200 levels. BlockPro, break my heart. Where are we going?
Well, I think that it will actually land on $204 without setting even a line on the chart, because Solana is something that comes over my desk every day. So a lot of people are always trading Solana. So for now, what I look at it from the trader's perspective is I put it on the weekly and I see all-time high to an all-time high. So for me, the interest is immediately gone. But if you are a meme coin investor in the world of Solana and you want to optimize your gains, so what can we then expect? And then we only can look pretty much at short term to see what is open to be tested. And I will put this on the 4-hour, because otherwise we have too much noise in the chart that is already being tested away. And in that case, we see here a nice low. And if I would put it like here, then we're talking about the $204.06. So from there, if we would measure this towards the downside, pretty much another 8% drop. that would be something where we can actually expect a reaction to the price again. Like everything is currently at the backtest, but it looks so incredibly weak that I probably expect that this will come down even further. Otherwise, it should bounce right here. Doesn't look like it. So why not come down to 204? From there, maybe you create some market structure again where you actually can say, this will be my trade, where you load it back up to 240 or 244. For all-time highs, to break all-time highs, what a lot of people are looking for like that 350, 500, maybe even $1,000 on Solana. I don't know. Wait till next year. Maybe then it will happen. Like we need to focus a little bit more in 2025 from here. Maybe April, we have some magic on Solana. I don't know. It's difficult to say. For a short time, I would wait to get back around the $200 level and look from there.
Yeah. BlockPro, I knew you would break my heart. Check this out. See where the liquidation price is, 207. This is what happens, guys, when you leave a trade open and you don't have good management over the weekend. I just let this run. I absolutely forgot about it. So it's my own fault. But guys, if you are looking to trade on BloFin and actually make money and have good management, unlike me, check out the link in the description. And if you're looking for one-to-one tuition with BlockPro, with myself as well, make sure to join CSC Plus. We do have a new code going right now, which is all-time high 80, ATH. You can see it in the little banner going below. If you want to join the community monthly plan, you'll get 80% off, making it only £20 a month. That's where all the alpha goes down. You will see the insights from myself, from TMG. Let me see if I can pull this up quickly. You have access to our Discord where you'll have, access to BlockPro section, to TMG section, and then also, where everyone else talks meme coin trading, altcoin trading, etc. So whatever you're into, trading, meme coins, it's all there for you in the Discord. So make sure to join CSC Plus. BlockPro, thank you so much for your time today. We will be coming back next week as well. But BlockPro, do you have any final words?
Just don't blow up your account. Hey, you Ross, you need to add margin.
Yeah. I need to add some margin to that trade. Good reminder. But guys, thank you. And please go show BlockPro some love. Go follow him on Twitter as well. And then come join us in the Discord. You'll see us there 24/7 pretty much. We do, weekly AMAs, etc. I won't tell you too much more. Just come and join, guys. See you all next week. And I'll also be going live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining.